So Scott Kundal is all the way from South Africa. As I said earlier, he's in Aruba. Life is grand, Scott. So he is the proud owner of My Most Trusted. He was an amateur free diver, a world champion Kung Fu medalist. He is an author and an international speaker, and he has a really powerful TEDx talk. Scott's referral software machine, called My Most Trusted, is taking over how building meaningful, trusted relationships are growing globally. So, Scott, welcome to the stage. We're so excited to hear what you're going to have to say to our community.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so great to be here. And I want to just let you know that, Melissa, you'll like the TED talk. The TEDx talk I did was all about sustainability and growing our own food. So from a health perspective, that's something that's so close to my heart. If we could get people growing our own food, the world would change like this. That's another story, and I've just used 30 seconds of my time to tell you that, but it's so important. I think it's useful. You know, for me to explain the importance of a referral is just silly. You all know that referrals are the best kind of business that you could possibly get. So I'm not going to talk to you today directly. I'm going to show you. I'm going to go into the Grand Connections member list. I'm going to book a meeting with someone I don't know based on the AI telling me this is the person I should meet. And then I'm going to make that meeting. I'm going to get an introduction to that person. I'm going to do it while you watch. All using the Grand Connection members list as the introduction mechanism, because Grand Connection is the core family from which you can grow your network, and from then your referrals will come. So I'm going to share my screen and just watch this. Don't worry about the tech, guys. I don't have time to take you through tech, but I'm just going to show you what I'm doing it. Don't worry about how I do it. So this is the Grand Connections member list, or a part of that member list. I spent a few minutes telling it who I want to meet. And I want to meet people that are specifically involved in masterminds or run business networking groups or business clubs, or anyone that runs a business community. Anyone else, I still love to meet you, and I will meet you, but that is my primary target audience. And what it's done is it's gone through the Grand Connection members and it started scoring people out of 10 based on how well they meet that criteria. So there's a bunch of people here that don't meet my specific criteria. It doesn't mean they're bad people. I still will meet with them at some point, but the real people I want to get in front of have got high scores. So there's Laura's got an 8 out of 10. And if I mouse over, it tells me why she's an 8 out of 10. Colleen, I've already met. She's fantastic. She's a 9 out of 10. Exactly the person I want to meet. So it scored the Grand Connection members, and it's immediately showed me that Manesh is an 8 out of 10 and telling me why. And it specifically chose Manesh because he runs a mastermind. If you know who you want to meet, it'll sift through all of the Grand Connections members and their trusted connections. And this is where it gets really interesting. And it's picked Manesh. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm going to go and I'm going to ask for an introduction to meet Manesh. And I'm going to ask Carolyn to please introduce me to Manesh. Why? Because, and I've typed it here, Manesh runs a mastermind and he's a master of sales. This is exactly the kind of win-win partnership that I'm looking to forge. So rather than me go out to Manesh cold, which I could do, I'm going to ask Carolyn to introduce me, because then I've got a 99.9% chance of getting that meeting, because it comes from an introduction. All I do is I request the introduction button and boom, it has immediately, thanks, Bob, you just sent me a message. Yay. It has put a message together on LinkedIn saying, hi, Carolyn, please may I contact Manesh? And here's why. And it's put the reason in. All I need to do is click send. And I have just requested a meeting to be introduced to Manesh with basically doing very little work. Now, is it better than spamming Manesh or reaching out cold? Absolutely. Apart from having people grow their own food, my great mission in life is to just get away from fakeness, fake bots and automation and people getting their chat GPT to post on messages, LinkedIn posts for you. We are losing so much human reality. And that is why I support Grand Connection. So right there, within minutes, I've just booked an amazing meeting with Manesh using the Grand Connections app. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to give Susan some love. because Susan is absolutely wonderful. Now you'll notice that Susan over here has a golden thumbs up next to her name because Sherry Mills, who's also on this call right now, gave her something called a golden recommendation. So while you're nurturing your trusted connections and people you know and trust, you're also giving them a golden recommendation. So Susan's already got one from Cherie. Yay, aren't you two so sweet? Two peas in a pod. Now I'm also going to do the same. I'm going to reach out to Susan because she's really fantastic and give her an extra special recommendation called a golden recommendation that will bring Susan so much joy. This is a special honor. My name will be associated with this because I'm putting my name to the fact that Susan's a great person and she's trustworthy. And I say yes. It is then going to reach out to her with a little message. Hey, Susan, I've just endorsed you with a golden recommendation and officially put my name to it. People from all over the world and my most trusted network will see a shiny golden thumbs up next to your LinkedIn profile. This is miles better than the recommendation that LinkedIn gives, because half my recommendations are bots and salespeople giving me recommendations just so they can book a meeting with you. There's just no authenticity. This is a real golden recommendation from Susan. And I've reached out to her, and now she's going to have me top of mind. She's going to think about me. Next time she's going to refer. So I've reached out to Susan. I've given her some love, and I've requested a meeting from Carolyn. And it was so easy. All I did was click a few buttons. The secret to this whole process is that the Grand Connections members list are people you can meet straight away. But who do you want to get in front of? It's quite overwhelming. There's over 200, and soon there will be 300 and 400 members. You want to meet people that are in line with the people you want to meet. And the AI will match you, and it'll do it for you. And if you're really lazy, I'm going to show you one last thing before we go to questions. If you're really lazy and you don't want to do anything and you've set it up correctly, which we'll do at Grand Connections, making sure you guys have got it set up, and you've typed in 600 words or less who you want to meet, it'll go out and it'll find you a match. So instead of you searching, it'll find you one. Look, it found me someone called Christine. She's 8 out of 10. It tells me who the trusted contact is. I can push the request introduction button and I will get a request and I will get a meeting with that person. Gentle, no hard sales, no spam, no annoying 20 different people through spammy messages to get one meeting. It's a gentle, natural, beautiful introduction. And as long as we have the mindset of not going out to hard sell somebody, and in fact wanting to create win-win, authentic relationships, and soft sell, see if that person really is right for you and get that referral, then you will have an extraordinarily successful time booking meetings. I only book meetings through this. That's the only way I book meetings and attending events like this. That's how I get 8 to 12 meetings a day with people I need to be in front of. And I hope that you guys can do the same. And thank you, Grand Connections, for letting us build your own Chrome extension.